Hello, welcome. We are here to talk about hands for healing, and we have Doctor Renato Segura to talk about it. We're going to have an interview with him. So he's just coming now.
Hola, Maite.
Hello, Renato. Welcome. Welcome. And we're going to start recording.
Es el tiempo, ¿no?
So welcome, Renato. It's a pleasure to have you here in an interview to talk about the Hands for Healing online training that is about to start now in March 2022. We have some questions. And well, first of all, Dr. Renato Segura, a medical doctor with traditional medicine and also studies in Chinese medicine, acupuncture, and other techniques. So Renato, welcome. And please share with us, as a health practitioner, what drew you to study Sintergética and becoming part of this group of doctors teaching and developing this basic methodology of hands for healing? And how has this changed your practice with your patients?
Hi, Mate. Good morning, Mate. Thank you for the invitation again. As always, it's a pleasure to be with you, with the people from Australia, and to be part of this group of trying to basically start to create awareness of this consciousness that we have all, but sometimes we are very distracted. The word that I can summarize this is integration, because you know, when you start practicing medicine, you have a lot of questions, a lot of situations like dead blind streets that you cannot go after because you have treatments and prognosis, like in chronic conditions like diabetes, cancer, that you use all the resources and sometimes it's not enough. So you start to looking for answers. It's like a search. And then many of these techniques that the people put together in the alternative medicine are also protocols, and they work as protocols. But with Sintergética and Hands for Healing, we find the way to integrate beyond the protocols, to include the patient in the equation. So that was the main thing for this, and the main value for me is that you can put the history behind the symptoms, so you understand the symptoms through the patient's life. That's the main thing. And the other one is that you beyond the techniques, you develop some kind of self-awareness or what's going on with your life. What is the meaning, the real meaning for your life? So even if you practice for yourself or for somebody, you're gonna get in touch with that, let's say, potential that you have with your energy. And it's only the awareness that can, you know, wake you up and you start using it. That's the main thing with these techniques.
So we could say that is the main value proposition of the course, right? The integration.
Yes, because you see, nowadays you find a lot of courses, a lot of practices all around the world with Qigong, with Tai Chi, with meditation. For me, the situation is that many of them, people are thinking that they require a special scenario to practice, a special moment, like meditation, that you do it at some time of the day. But with this, you learn that you have this when you have one person in front of you that is using the common sense, the compassion, and the relationship with the other one. So you can create that in any particular moment if you pay attention, if you are putting your present in that moment. It's like if you are connected with the person, you are able to feel the other people. Beyond the techniques, you use the hands to move the energy, but the main thing is that the hands are connected with the heart and with the consciousness. That's the main thing. So it's that you reveal the humanity through these practices. It's not only to apply techniques, it's to really get in contact with your inner self.
Beautiful. We know there is a set of skills that the students get in the Hands for Healing online training. And could you please list at least 3 of the key skills that participants will develop when they complete the training?
Well, let's put it this way. Main one is compassion. Second is the sense of emptiness, that you really feel inside yourself that there is something that you're missing and you're trying to get it. Maybe you don't get it at the end, like, you know, that's life, but it's the pursuit to try to reach that point. And the last one is sensitivity. This is one of the main pillars of the formation of the foundation, is to get in touch with, that you feel, because you will find a lot of explanations, theory, that you can find in the books, and we're trying to travel in the classes, but main thing is that you are able to feel. So if you connect yourself with the sensitivity, then you can develop the other part. I think those are the main things that you need.
And we know this is available now for health practitioners, health professionals, and also for other professions. For example, I started studying Hands for Healing when I was working in a bank as a banker, and I was able to study it. But what is typically, or what is a typical student composition in this course? Typically, what are the professions that participate in your experience?
Well, of course, the majority of the people that participate are people involved with the health area, you know, medical doctors, practitioners of acupuncturists, physical therapists, massage therapists. Here in the United States, is a lot of people that have the massage therapy license, so they practice. But I tell you, at the beginning, it was a surprise for me when we started the group here in United States. We focus on medical doctors, and it's sad to say, but the doctors are always looking for something that gives some retribution in terms of economics. And I put together like a 50 doctors, and no one of them start with the initial group. So we will have a little bit of resistance at the beginning, because we say this is only for medical doctors, but then life, you know, teach you a lesson, and we learn that we find people like housewives, accountants, architects, engineers, priests, people that they really think that they are connected with something more. You know, we are medical doctors by society because we have a scholar formation and we have a diploma, right? But there are many people that they don't have that as a medical doctor, but they have the consciousness, the awareness, and the willing to help other people. So they are really doctors because they really care for the others. So we found a lot of people from different professions. And the other situation in the States is that you need a license to practice. So people that they have massage therapies, acupuncture, physical therapy, they also feel that there is another way to develop their own practice. But again, we have here people that are very involved, and they are accountants, architects, engineers, and housewives. We have a lot of housewives that they really changed their own lives and their families through the practice.
Yeah, because I know this very simple, basic technique using the hands. You could also apply it for self-healing. And for example, you as a medical doctor, do you apply it for yourself as a hands for healing technique? Could be applied as, even as a doctor, you could apply very simple things. And you think also people not related with the health professions, they could easily apply it in themselves for self-healing? Or is more focused for healing others? Or how you see this?
No, that is a must. You should practice on your own first, because I say it this way, maybe it sounds very rigid, but you don't have the right to practice in anybody if you don't practice in yourself. So the practices that you do for yourself, and it's a good question, because you can say in some way that you can divide the practice of the purpose of these classes in two groups. One when you apply for other people, and the other part is when you apply for yourself. But you need to do it on yourself first, because it's like you're taking a shower to go to work. You need to take a shower and have breakfast to prepare for the day. This is exactly the same in term or in spiritual terms. You have to do it on your own. You make the alignment, the meditation, because that brings you the opportunity to be present. Being present is not only an emotional state, it's also an energetic state. If you are relaxed and you have some calm inside yourself, your system, all your physiological uh, systems are also aligned. So you are able to get more from you. Then you, how to say that, irradiate that to the other person. So it's like, give you an example. If you get drunk and then you go to the office to see the patients, it doesn't make any sense. So the first thing is you have to do it on your own. Now, some people, they take the classes and they learn the techniques and they practice and they use it only for themselves or the family, people around them, the loved ones. Some people are practitioners, so they go one step beyond, so they practice with other persons. But that's the main thing, is you practice on your own.
Well, for me, it is been really important, this alignment that you mentioned. And in the Tao, we also have a quote that is, through self-healing, the healer is born. So that's true. When you start healing yourself and feeling able to help others, it is a beautiful gift to give to yourself and to others, right? So as a student, that when I practice it, I could share that as well. And sharing a little bit more about the structure of the Hands for Healing online training, we know we have 3 main professors, and as you are one of them, and the others are also doctors, medical doctors. We have 5 modules, that is theory, and the main thing is practice. So each module has a weekend with the theory and a bit of practice, and then every week we're gonna have 1 day to practice with the group. And practice is the key, right? So 1 practice session per week together, but we encourage people to practice with themselves, practice alone, daily practice. We give exercises. And also a beautiful thing about this online training is that we create a learning community. In my opinion, that's very beautiful, that we create a community to share, to ask questions about, I'm having this, and so as well as the other doctors, professors, you are very available to share. And I love this part of the Sintergetica group and the Hands for Healing group, that is feeling the gratitude of being able to serve. I've been following you as a healer also in the online sessions that we have. For example, in the caravan that we do service, it's like a pro bonus session, and you always share it's like kind of a quote that is, thank you for the opportunity to serve. So it is another philosophy, another way to live, right? So how you've changed your life with this philosophy, with this Sintergetica and Hands for Healing community?
Well, it was a big change, because my whole life since I became a doctor, again, I was very disappointed in some way because of the practices. I have a extensive training in general surgery, which is nice and good, but you feel so many limitations with the people, for treating pain, chronic pain, conditions that you do surgery and they don't improve. But also at the same time, I like to read a lot of poetry, a lot of books, philosophy, and I always found that it was a little, a big separation between one thing and the other one. It's like I have my own thinking, and then I have to forget about that to work with the patients. And through Synergetic, I found the way that they can merge. So the way that I express my life, myself, the way that I understood the life, I put it with the patients now, and it has a value. The value of the subjective, because when you study medicine, they only teach you to be objective, and it's fine in some part, but you miss that human part. So with the subjectivity, you put it here in the equation, and it brings you a lot of a different horizon, that you can see a different landscape, a different picture of the patient. So it also goes beyond that, to the point that we travel in the last maybe 10 years. We travel, I say that we do the synergetic tourism. So we go to different places in the world, not only to have fun and to know new places and people, but also to serve. So every place we go, we do some service for the community, hospitals, prisons, things like that, everywhere in South America, in Europe, even in Australia. I've been not there, but some people went there. Also in Africa, to Claudio Mendes, he did a lot of things in Ethiopia. So it changed your life completely. So right now, to tell you in a simple word, every time I wake up to go to my office, I feel very happy, because I know I'm gonna find something new, some new adventure with any new patient. So it changed completely my life, my practice, because they put it together. Remember, I told you at the beginning, the word here is integration. Because the problem with this is sometimes we have the head in one place, the heart in another place, and the body going in a different direction. And we suffer too much because it creates a lot of friction. So when you have the chance to say, okay, this can go in only one direction, which is the direction of meaning in life through service.
Beautiful. It's also a challenge in the way of the kind of the belief system that could be in the kind of the past, or it challenged your belief system to believe in something more connected, deeper. That's why we have the concept of more aware yoga, the union of this, that everything is connected. Right?
Yeah,
So,
that's the other part that you see, you talking about yoga and Chinese medicine. It's like many of the concepts that you learn in theory, then through the practice and through this, you really get the meaning. What is the purpose of this type of yoga, this type of practice? What is gonna take you, where it's gonna take you.
and if you could say something for people wondering if they should or not book their place in this amazing Hands for Healing online training, what would you say for them? Could be one part for health practitioner and one other thing for people not related with the industry, but the importance of self-health management as well. What would you say for them?
Well, I think this is like the art, like everybody can appreciate art, pictures, paintings, movies, sculptures, you know uh, plays in the theater, because the good thing from the humanity doesn't belong to anybody in particular. It's something that belongs to all of us as a humanity. So when you are listening and practice these techniques, you are getting in touch with the humanity that we share. So if you practice this, you're gonna put in a practical terms, you're gonna put your time in one direction, so you don't spend the time doing something more. Sometimes if you count your days, you work from 8 to 5 or 9 to 5, and then you go to your home, you eat something, and then you watch TV, and we kind of waste a lot of time without, not in purpose, but but you're not focused on something. So when you do this practice, and it's not that you have to do it permanently every single day, or you have to spend 8 hours in front of the computer. No, you get some ideas, and then you start to practice, and then that time that you spend doing this, you're not spending doing something more. And the more you do this, you get connected with the meaning of life. And when that happens, you feel more happy, you feel more free, you feel that you need less things from the outside, and you live more focusing inside yourself. So I think that's the main advantage for this. And even if you don't practice for other people, only for yourself, the only fact that you can feel your own energy with your hands, that you see that it's not only, for example, to treat a headache or to treat a joint pain, which you will be able to do that. It's also that you feel like it's a miracle that you are able to do something with your own hands. Even I invite everybody to put the hands together and, for a few seconds, and then separate the hand and you feel the energy. So that's a real gift, because it's free. You don't need to go anywhere. You don't need to go to India or be in an ashram, or you don't need to practice for 40 years. You feel it right away. And if you put that together with your consciousness and your heart, you are able to fly in terms of how do you feel the energy. So I think that's the best gift. It's something very, very personal that nobody can take away from you in any circumstances.
Yeah, I agree. It is a beautiful gift. And now it's available in English because it's a group of doctors from Latin America who developed this technique. And it's been available for, I guess, almost 20 years, right? It started in Colombia, but now it's been all around the world. And now it's available in Australia and in English. So thank you very much for being part of this proposal for self-healing and healing others. I think the world needs more healers, and I am very happy to be part of this and promoting these tools. So many thanks, Renato. I guess this is enough for now. We don't have more questions for you to answer, but many thanks. Thank you, Renato. Something else to add?
Thank you very much, because we did the first group in Australia last year, and I think it was hard, but I think it was worth it, because we at least we start to know when people from Australia get connections. And as you mentioned, the group of people that studying is something that create a community, and from the community develop a lot of other things that we never had the options to do it before. I mean, 20 years ago, I was never thinking to be talking with somebody in Australia. So I think it's great. And the main thing is that it's with one specific purpose, to develop our humanity. So I'm very pleased to be here. And as you said, available for anything that you need. And I invite everybody to come and do this process of learning, because it's something that you're gonna take for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and now with this situation of COVID that enhance everything related with technology, so now it could be, now we know you are in the US, we are here in Australia, another of the professors is based in Colombia, Juan Jose, another one in another country, so it's very global. And people could do it from anywhere as well. We are offering it in Australia, but also last training we had people also from Europe, from Latin America, so all welcome. Many thanks, Renato, and see you in the course next time we talk, maybe.
My pleasure, Mike. Thank you very much.
Hands for Healing online training, MayogaAustralia.com.